Hello world, it's an exciting day at SkyQuota and we want to give you an overview of this amazing system. All right, so what you are looking at is the lead list view, okay? And when you log in, this is where I have it land on the lead list view. You can change that. In fact, SkyQuota is the most customizable system on the planet, and it is the fastest system on the planet as well. So without making this video hours and hours, okay, I'm going to try to keep it within 10 minutes or so. I want to kind of go over some of the general stuff real quick, and then I want to go over some of the really cool stuff that differentiates SkyQuota from other CRMs like Salesforce and Zoho and some of the other ones people use, okay? So check this out. Number one, to understand the user interface when you're on the computer, you have the left nav, which is right here. I'm going to collapse it. You have the right nav, which is right here, that I'm going to collapse. And then you have level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. All right? That's your buttons and navigation. The other stuff inside the middle of the screen is how you see all your data and what you're doing and all that stuff. Okay, so again, you get the left nav, the middle of the screen, the right nav. Now, I am logged in to the front end, meaning like the place that everybody logs into, most of the users and all that. And most of the users are sales executives because they're working their leads, they're setting their calls, their activities, they're forecasting revenue, they're closing sales, they're hitting their quota or they're exceeding their quota when you use SkyQuota. So if you're not a regular sales exec though, you might be an administrator, and an admin will have some of the buttons like manage quota and manage users. Okay, these two are admin buttons, and then the regular users just have my settings and help. If you're an admin in Manage Quota, you might do things like adjust your drop downs and customization and do rewards and spiffs and run reports and all that stuff, okay? Or you might be a super user and you can actually create other users which are going to incur a cost to your credit card and whatnot, and you can edit them and all that stuff, okay? But otherwise, you just are in the front end and you're doing all the things that you would do as a sales executive. And so let's cover what SkyQuota is at a general level first. So, before you get into the cool things that differentiate, how is it an actual CRM? Well, there's a lead section, and accounts, opportunities, and activities. We're going to focus there, okay? So there's also contacts and reports and other stuff, but a typical CRM, you have a lead, right? And it comes in either off a form on your website, or you create it here, or you import it on an Excel spreadsheet. You qualify, you make calls, you set meetings, you answer questions, and then hopefully if you qualify, you make it an account. Once it's in an account, then from there you maybe do some strategy, you create an opportunity, and you ultimately go after the business and you try to ask them to buy your product. You forecast revenue to your manager, you have a pipeline meeting, all that basic stuff, right? So that's leads, accounts, and opportunities. And then activities are things like, call activities, meeting activities, tasks, and things like that. All sales related, okay? So, and then you have like duplicating leads and finding duplicates and merging and assigning, leads and things to different people. And then you have the searching for stuff and slicing the data and viewing it in a certain date range and whatnot, okay? And it does all that, okay? And I could sit here and show you that, but you wouldn't be impressed. You'd say, okay, great. That's a general basic function of CRM, and that's great. But see, what else does it have? What else can it do? Because what we want SkyQuota to really do for you is allow your sales reps that are hitting 80% to plan, simply by putting our process and our system in place, they will hit 100% to plan. We want to do things like that for you, okay? And if you're the sales rep, that puts money in your pocket, right? And it makes you look like an all-star. And if you're the sales manager, we want to save you time. We want to make it so that when you hire a new rep, you don't have to sit there and train them and take time out to teach them your process and teach them how, you already have you have a proven qualification process or a proven closing process, or whatever you guys do that you know works. You typically need to teach that to new hires. Well, not anymore. Now you build it once in SkyQuota, and then your new hires learn SkyQuota. Okay, so I'm going to start by jumping into some of these other features. Okay, so look at this money bag thing right here. Interesting. So if I was a sales rep and I log in and I see this money bag, it's going to make me want to know what it is. So if I click on it, oh, look at that, it's a spiff. And a spiff in sales is like a reward for doing something, okay? So it's a start date and an end date. Looks like I got a couple more days. I can win $1,000 or this prize or something. Okay, nice, right? So now, if you're a manager, how do you create these types of rewards? Again, managers have this button, Manage Quota. You have a spiff reward over here. And you can set up spiffs for the week, the month, the quarter, and think them through on the weekend, whatever, pop them all in here and then just turn them off and on. You turning them off and on will make the icon appear in the top for all the other reps, okay? And you might go in and say, all right, I'm going to add a spiff, and I'm going to say, you're going to get I don't know, an Xbox, or no, first to close a sale today, something like that, right? First sale, and I could, first sale of any product will win an Xbox. Oop. Okay, so you can type the stuff. Start date, end date, right? Basic, right? You see what you do. You pick your start date, then your participant list. These are all your users in your system. So you might just let everybody be a part of it, or you might just pick the people. All right, and then prize info. It's worth about $500. I don't know. You can upload a picture. All that stuff. You hit save. Now you just created another spiff. Here it is. All right, but I'm gonna turn this one off. Oop. And so you're allowed to have 3 spiffs running at the same time. Most people only have 1 at a time, but you can actually do up to 3. Anyway, here are your active ones, right? And now imagine they're complete and they're done. They end up, for you, the admin, you want to keep record of all this stuff. Who knows? Maybe you want to use this as like a reward, a showcase for trophies. You want to do President's Club out of here. So all the past stuff will be back here. You can always reference it and go back to it, right? You can always go back to the original stuff. So that's one of the cool things. There is a lot of other cool things inside Sky Quota, like the rewards, okay, that help motivate your reps, right? So in this overview video, we can't cover every single thing. If you want to see every single thing, come take a trial of it, go get a demonstration by a sales rep, something like that, call us. We want to show you, we want to talk with you. But in this video, I just want to cover the concepts of what I'm talking about, okay? So I just showed you one concept of how the system will allow you to motivate your salespeople by giving them spiff rewards, okay? Other systems don't have that built in. What is everyone else doing? They're spending time each morning and talking about it. They're having a powwow meeting. They're writing, they're writing stuff on a whiteboard, pulling everybody from their desk and walking over there. It's just not efficient. We want to move fast. We want to be efficient. We want to save the time for closing and save the time for what's important. So I just showed you one concept of how to reward a sales rep, but now let's swing it to the, an extreme, a whole different end of the spectrum. Imagine you're the sales manager, all right? Yeah, you're motivated by money, but when you become like a VP of sales and you get into sales management, what you really want is your time, and you end up being you're spread thin because you have different reps from your senior people who have been with you to new hires, and they're all asking you different levels of questions, and it's challenging, right? And you probably have a family, you want to be able to make it home, but at the same time, you've taken the responsibility on your shoulders, and you've got to deliver to your board, and so your time is valuable. Training time. It's usually immense when we are, we have a CRM. Say a lot of people used to use Sugar, right? And they'd customize it, and there'd be all these little intricacies and little things, right? But it would take forever to train your people. And then once your people learned, the system was slow, and there was always this loss of time to the sales manager and to the rep. Well, at Sky Quota, the system is fast. It will always be fast, okay? And you can build your process. So I'm not talking about customization. You can customize Sky Quota however you want. Each user can do it, or you can lock it down and make all your sales team have the same look and feel. But look at all the different levels of customization. First of all, to the color themes, right? I can make these things whatever I want, okay? I can get very vibrant, or I can get very, just black and stuff, right? I do like the blue, but all these effect colors, the highlight colors, I can change all those. My font, right? I might say I just want an Arial font, and I want it large, and I want it bold, and I want it to be yellow, all right? Look what I just did to this system. It looks totally different. You can change out almost everything you can think of. So when I say that SkyQuota is the most customizable system, I'm talking about this type of stuff for customization. And when I say SkyQuota is fast, I'm talking about when I click it, it immediately goes there, no matter what, no matter how big, you know, your database is, no matter what, it's fast. But we are talking about processes, okay, and saving time. So let me quickly just put, I just don't want that yellow text. So let me get that out of here, put it back to white or something. All right, so imagine you have a process, and when a lead comes in, you want your salespeople to qualify the lead by asking it 3 questions. For example, maybe you want to ask, you know, what the target implementation date is, what the budget is, and who the decision maker is. Okay, so look, here's a new lead, all right? And there's lots of stuff in here, and we're in the lead, okay? And I might shoot him a text message, I might schedule a call, I might do all these different things, I might create a note and upload their requirements, right? All the basic stuff is here and so much more. And that's why in this overview video, I'm kind of focusing on the so much more versus the normal general things, because it is safe for you to assume that this has all the normal CRM features, but then some things that other systems don't have. So look at this qualify button. Well, here the admin can set up questions that the rep has to answer, and the rep will answer these because it's the process that works. Okay, so you know, I could just type out something. It can be a date picker for like target implementation date, like I was saying. Does they have a roadmap? It can be radio buttons, drop downs. I mean, anything you can think of. And then the sales rep has to answer these questions, and they answer them. And then later on, you can view the answers in the notes and in here, and you can view everything. Any note that's happened, any answer to a question, answer to these questions, any text messages that were sent out. It's, you know, anything related to this one lead, which doesn't have a name, right? So if it was like, you know, ABCCC, there it is. So now I typed the name and now it appears here, right? So this one lead, which is fake, right? This one lead, anything that was done, you know, the document that was uploaded that are the requirements, right? You know, so requirements, blah, blah, blah. Pull in a document. Now, when I go to the view summary, I can open that document right from here. I can read any of the notes. It's time stamped. I can read any answers to questions. I can see any text messages that went out. Coming soon, the email module. It's going to integrate with your current email marketing system. So, you know, this product is insane. It's open to connect through API to almost anything. Really, really cool. But the point is these qualification questions can get created by the admin. Now imagine that the questions got answered, and now it allows the user to convert the lead into an account. So let's do that. So I'm going to convert this lead into an account. Now it says account ABCC, but look, now there's a contact section, an opportunity section, and the lead section. And we can, you know, and there could be 5 more leads that come in that are associated to this one company, and they'll all be underneath here. And you can always click back to any original one to see anything you needed in there. But it's also still brought over in the history, so it's all still there for you. So this, you know, this requirement document was uploaded at the lead level. And now I'm in the account. It's still here, right? I can still see everything. The system does it for me. I can see I have a spiff to check out if I want, you know, a reward. I can see that someone changed one of the opportunities that I'm following, and if I wanted to, I could click in here and, you know, bring me right to the opportunity so I can see whatever change happened. Oh, you know, no one's doing anything with the closing process, you know, yada, yada, all right? But staying focused on what we're doing, now there's a strategy button. It doesn't say qualify, it says strategy. So what is it? I hit it. Oh, it's more questions. Okay. So really, it's just another button to get questions answered, okay? And so the point is, that's just an example, okay? At the lead level, before it's qualified, you have a proven process at your company, so you can build the qualification process at the lead level. And then, once you have qualified leads, you probably have a closing process, or at least a strategy to create opportunities, right? So you can build that strategy at the account level. And then, once it's an opportunity, oh boy, can you do stuff in that section. But before we get into opportunities, let's address how the admin or the sales manager or the owners can actually set up those questions. So one, you have to be an admin, and then you'll have this button, Manage Quota. So if you click it, you'll have these tools, right? And the tool we're talking about is questions, okay? And so you'll be able to go to questions. There's two places, one at the lead level, which is qualifying, and one at the account level, which is strategy. And inside here, you would, I'll make a strategy one, all right? And let's say we add a question, and I could make a radio button question, drop down, date picker, or just a free text form. And I can say, how much is it, right? I get that a lot. So how much is it? I just added a basic question, and it's in here, right? But it doesn't matter that it's in here for the admin. What we want to make sure is that it's in here for the user to pick. So now, remember, we added it to the strategy button, right? So if I click strategy, it better be here. How much is it? It's free. Will you buy it if it's free? Because price shouldn't be the first thing, right? I always try to tell people, man, let's hang in there before we get into the price. Let's find out if this is even a fit. But people want to know how much it is. So anyway, hopefully that makes a lot of sense to you guys. That covers the concept of the manager saving time and being able to build out the company's process for qualification at the lead level, or the company's process for strategizing and uncovering opportunities at a business level, at an account level, right? And so hopefully that demonstrates. So we showed, some stuff about the rewards, how to motivate sales reps. We showed some stuff for the managers and the owners, how to save themselves time and build the process that works for them and works for their business inside the system, so they can hire people and just have them learn the system, or have the Sky Quota pros, our professional services people, will train your new hires, do everything for you, right? Now let's kind of talk about something in the middle, which is a little general, but our opportunities, man, are very different than everybody except Salesforce. I would say Sky Quota's opportunities are very similar to Salesforce, but we have a closing process and they do not. And people love it. So let's talk about the opportunity section. And that's where we'll end with this overview. So in Sky Quota, you know what? Let's take it from the top to go over the opportunity. Let's create a lead. So again, you could create a lead by it coming in from your website or whatever, but what we're going to do is we're going to create Mickey Mouse. Everybody likes Mickey Mouse, right? And we're going to call it Cartoons Inc. The title, Head Mouse. I don't have to fill out everything, but, I'm just filling out some stuff. Blah blah blah. Right? It's a new lead. It came in from an outbound call, or no, it was a referral. And this was my first note during creation. I'm writing that so you remember. First note during lead creation was made on the form itself. Okay, so I just created this lead. Here it is. Great. Now pretend I answered the qualification questions. Blah blah blah. Say I answered them. Now I'm converting the lead to an account. All right, now it's an account, and let's pretend I scheduled a meeting. All right, demo with Bob. All right, and this is going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I want a reminder an hour beforehand. All right, boom. Now I have this activity. Okay, and let's also say I have an additional contact here. We have custom fields, all this stuff, but the it's Bugs Bunny. We found out he might be a possible decision maker. He's a board of director. All right. Bugs' phone is 111-5555. All right. So anyway, I just saved that real quick. So we got additional contacts. Great. All right. Now I can get back to the original lead. Here it is. Right. I can get to the account. Any other leads that are underneath it will be here, or I might merge a bunch of stuff into this one account. Basic things, right? Well, basic to us, we're salespeople. Now, I might create a note. All right, here's the requirements, like I was saying before, and we'll upload that file. I don't know. Now, view summary. All right, here's my notes. Here's the answers to the qualifying questions. Here's the answers to the strategy questions. And any text messages I sent out would be here. If I sent out a text message, I would have clicked this SMS button and typed my message, and it would have went to the number in the field, okay? And then in the view summary, It will show you success or failed, and it will tell you what message you sent. It's just to have a history, okay? So history of all your notes and the file, history of the qualifying questions and strategy. Look at this. The document I uploaded is not there because it's at the account level. It's perfect logic if you think about it. That's a little trick there for you that I just showed you. So anyway, here's all this stuff, right? Now, for the final boom, the opportunities. All right, let's create one. All right, let's pretend we're selling Mickey Mouse SkyQuota, and this is going to be, I don't know, a 10-user CRM deal, and it's worth $2,000 a year. I don't know, I'm just making it up, right? Next step, I want to give Bugs a demo, all right? And lead source, let's say it was a referral, and it's CRM. And remember, these drop downs, all these are customizable. Everything you can change to fit for your business, for what you like, the words, the font, whatever you'd like, okay? Sales stage, let's say it's qualified, but I haven't given them a demo yet. I'm expecting to close it on the last day of the month, and it's 75% to close, all right? Save. Okay, that's basic. It's a little form I just filled out. No big deal. Go to the opportunity, and look, the opportunity is here, and I could click it if I wanted to go into it. Or I can go to the actual opportunities section, and here's that same deal. And when I click this, it's going to go into it. Here's the magic. All right. Inside this opportunity is where everything happens. Okay, now everything is also connected though to the reports and all the other things for the normal, for the normal work and the day-to-day stuff. But for the sales rep and the sales manager, it's on them. They need to close this. Okay, it started with marketing, and they brought us a lead. All right, and then our sales rep followed the process at the lead level in the qualifying and got those questions answered. And because they were the right answers, we decided that it's worth us taking time to build a strategy to try to make a sale here and try to build a relationship. And in that strategy, we came up with more questions, and the sales reps got those questions answered, and they were the right answers there. So we decided that this is a real opportunity. So we just created that opportunity. And now we want to close it as a company, right? Even though it's up to this sales rep to hit their number and hit their quota, I'm certain that there are resources that the sales rep could take advantage of, if at very least his or her boss, right? You might want to go to your boss, or you have a pipeline meeting, and the sales manager says, how can I assist you? How can I help? Who do we need? What do we got to do? How can we close this sale? How can we get these people to buy SkyQuota, right? Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. How do we get them to buy? So first of all, when I click into this opportunity, I can see that I'm in the opportunity section. I can quickly get back to the account right here. Everything's fast, like I said, right? But and I've got my recently viewed stuff. I can get to anything real quick, without searching if I want. And I have activities, right? But really what I want to look at is from here down, okay? So, and let me hide this for a second. Close date, 8/31. So within a few days, it looks like I can close it. So we know the date, the amount, and the rep. Okay, awesome. And now I want to follow this. So for example, I'm following this opportunity now. Let's pretend I'm the sales manager, and you are, you the listener, are the sales executive. You're the one actually working this deal and trying to close it. So I'm now following it so that anytime you adjust something, and anytime you change anything or do anything to this opportunity, I'm going to be alerted, and a little it's gone now, but a little icon will appear here. The level 1 is all about notifications. There's all types of different notifications. So there'd be an icon of of an opportunity symbol that would appear, and there would be a numeral letting me know how many. And then if I click it, it will tell me which ones, and I can go right into them. So just really fast, really awesome. But anyway, so I'm following this opportunity now. Okay. Now also, I have a quick visual. Looks like all that's done so far is qualification. There hasn't been a demo. We haven't written a proposal. We aren't negotiating, and we don't have a sale yet. So let's pretend that you did deliver a demo. You could, select the color or whatever, and then you hit set the stage. Now that's checked in green. So now I know as a manager that we are ready to write a proposal. We got to get into that stage, right? Or imagine it's closed and we won. It's skipping ahead, right? So when I click the last one, you get two options, won or lost, okay? So if I pick one and hit save, it switches to closed won, and now everything's green, right? It's logic inside here. So obviously I don't want to even use lost, but if you did lost, you know, it's red and nothing's green, right? So it makes a lot of sense. Going back to just that level, now I know these two are checked. So there's a lot of logic in there. The key fields are just pulling from all your real fields, your details of all the fields. You might have a lot more than this, but your key fields are just the ones that you always want to have in front of you, because you might switch to the activities and lose the visual of all those fields, but you never lose your, you know, how much and when. Certain things you want to have right in front of you. So pretend we're in a meeting, right? We're in a pipeline meeting, the sales manager and the sales executive, and the goal might be, find out who the chairman of board is. That's like the main goal. Just one thing is right in front of you. See that? There's a lot of things that this sales rep has to do to close this deal, but just one thing right in front of his face all the time, sometimes helping. It's like a little vision board. Okay, so now imagine I might be scheduling a call right here or doing some of those activities, whatever, or I might decide, whoa there, sales executive, you haven't even made any calls or done any meetings yet or done any work. Why should I put in my time and help you close this? Go back to the drawing board and do some work. See how there's different ways you can use this opportunity section, right? Or we might say, all right, look, you're at qualified. I need you to go deliver the demo, get this percentage up to 90% and then bring me in, right? And, keep pushing. Or you might, have a new requirement. You want to upload a file or you want to create a note, okay? So all of this stuff you have probably seen in Salesforce, because Salesforce has a lot of this type of functionality, which is well thought out. We got to give it to them. But what we felt was missing, besides, the vision board and following the opportunity, Salesforce doesn't have some of that stuff, but we invented this closing process, okay? And we're going to end it here. Now, this is the final part of the overview video of SkyQuota, and I'm going to recap. In the beginning, we have a lead, all right? Marketing brings us in a lead. One way or another, we get a lead, and we qualify that lead by asking it questions, and if the answers are the ones we're looking for, we convert that lead to an account, because we decide this business or this account is worth us pursuing to figure out if there's a fit for anything and if there can be a sale here. So when it's an account, we start to ask different questions, right? We know it's real. Like at a lead, we might not even know if it's a real business. It might just be fake information. So you're asking qualifying questions. But at an account, you know it's real. You've talked with them. You know who they are. So you're asking more of a strategy type question, right? You're trying to strategize and figure out if this business is a fit and can be an opportunity for you to make a sale. And if you get those questions answered and they're the right ones, and you say, yes, this is a real opportunity, then you create an opportunity. You create an opportunity to help you as a sales rep close it. You create an opportunity to forecast the timeline and the revenue to your management. We create opportunities for different reasons, right? And a lot of the fields and different things you can run reports on for all sorts of reasons, from marketing information for them to know where they should, get more of the good leads, and to all sorts of reasons as to why you run reports. But there's something personal that happens at the opportunity level that is between sometimes just the sales executive and the client, or a lot of times it's between the sales executive and the sales manager in pipeline meetings and the client. And those personal things that I'm describing do not belong in the reports, okay? They belong here in the opportunity. They are here to help close the sale. Even though the sales executive and the sales manager is the only one who has access to it, they're actually here for the client as well. You want to close a sale, and you want them to continue to be a customer after the sale, and you want to be able to upsell them. You want to have a good relationship, right? You don't want to close a sale that's loose and, you made a mistake, you forgot something, and they're going to cancel, your attrition's going to go up, and it's just a nightmare, right? So we have a closing process in the opportunity section of SkyQuota. It is not a sales process. It is a closing process. Now, why am I taking the time to kind of recap all these things? Going back to what I said in the beginning, that your business and your sales managers who already have proven process for different things from qualification to strategy to closing, they can replicate that process inside different places of SkyQuota. Once they replicate it in SkyQuota, you can hire new employees and you will not have to teach them and train them and spend all that time that you used to. You will only have to let them learn SkyQuota. And now you don't have to teach them SkyQuota. Why? Because number one, if you really, really need the professionals, we call them pros, but the professional services folks at SkyQuota, they will teach your new hires for you. So right there, if you really need a human being to teach them, then SkyQuota will teach them for you, okay? But most of the time, the new hires learn by doing. So we have videos, we have practice assignments, we have ways for them to learn on their own time. This is beautiful because it's better for the new hire and it's much better for the manager because you will save your time. Now, let's finalize this. So imagine you know how to close your sales. You know your process. All right. So you will build that inside here and you might do it deal by deal. So for example, I might come into this pipeline meeting and I'm the sales manager and you the listener or the sales representative and the sales exec. Step 1, you cannot edit or change. In step 10, you cannot edit or change. Okay. 1, you create a lead. One way or another, you get a lead, right? Marketing brings it to you, you cold call out and everything in between. So you have a lead and then at the end, you have a sale. All right. So we know that if there's an opportunity created, step 1 is already done. It's a fact. And we want to get to step 10 and have a closed sale. And there is a way if we've been real with ourselves. If we created an opportunity, that means we qualified it at the lead level, we strategized about it at the account level, and we decided, because we're being real and true to ourselves, that we have a real opportunity. So now it's like the puzzle that has to be solved, and you can make a step-by-step plan for your sales executive to follow. And what's cool is, even though it's a step-by-step plan for them to follow, you don't have to fill out each step in that order. Like you may know that you need to deliver a demo first of all, right? And so maybe step 4 is to deliver the demo. Deliver demo. No. Only show the product to, or I can say, make sure the DM, the decision maker, is on the demo. All right. Boom. All right. Now there's a red X. No. And if you look, the title is here, deliver demo, but when I hover over, it tells me what it's, shows me what it said. Make sure the DM is on the demo. Okay, great. What's another step? Well, how about we don't know who the DM is? All right, so that means if I'm going to say to my sales executive, I need you to find out the real decision maker, well, now I know I have to do that step before I do the demo. So in fact, I'm going to say that's next step. Find out decision maker. Right? Who is it? Who is the real DM that is paying for the product? All right, save. Okay, now I've got 2 that are not done, and then let's say the third step, let's say, is going to be figure out procurement. Oop. Or let's just say procurement, right? You can type as much as you want in the notes, but the subjects are limited amount of space. What is the process and net? Is it a net 90? How long do they take to pay vendors and all that stuff, right? All right, so now I've got 3 things done that I haven't figured out, and then let's say another one here is, write proposal. All right, done. Okay. So my point is let's say we had a pipeline meeting and we mapped out the steps that we believe are going to lead us to closing a sale. And so now the sales rep has a bunch of red X's, which is his work to do. Okay, so now let's say the meeting ends and the sales rep goes back to work, and we're gonna meet next week, and cover the same opportunities and any new ones that he uncovered, and we have a weekly pipeline meeting. Let's say it's something like that. Okay, so we go in here and we decide to, number one, as a sales rep, who is the DM? I found out the DM is Bill Smith. All right, and now I'm going to mark this complete, and I'm going to up here say Bill Smith. I'll just say Bill. Save. Okay, now it just turned it to a check, and it says find out Bill. You get the point. Now here it is, right? Great. Okay, now let's say I'm the sales rep, and I couldn't figure out the procurement yet. I haven't had the right moment to really ask that yet, but I did the demo, and I got a lot of great stuff done in the demo. So I'm going to go yes here. Okay, boom, boom, boom. You get the point. Now, next week, and imagine all these other ones had red X's too, meaning they had things for you to do that the manager said this will lead you to your sale, right? Now, next week, I come into my pipeline meeting, and we see the things that are done and the things still left to do. We go over any additional notes and any additional stuff that was uncovered during the demo. We talk about it, and we retweak our plan, and we just get closer to that close, right? That's what we're trying to take step by step to get closer to the close. Ultimately, we have to ask them to buy at some point, right? Maybe that'll be step 9. But if you're true to this process, what's going to happen? 3 things. Number 1, you're going to increase your close rate. All right, and increasing your close rate as a sales executive is awesome. And as a sales manager, what that means is you're going to increase your quota attainment, right? You're going to increase the revenue you brought in. Now you're going to look awesome. But what else happens here? The relationship between the sales manager and the sales executive becomes stronger, and a bond is built. Now, sometimes you got to take a step back before you can go forward, right? So if people are not true to themselves, what can happen is they can do their steps, get here, and lose the sale. And then they gotta, you gotta look in the mirror. You gotta look at yourself. What happened here? Well, if you typically what goes on is you do some investigating. You look at where you went wrong, and you become a better team. Meaning sales manager and sales executive. You become a better team, and you get better at the things that you put in your step-by-step closing process. And that ultimately helps the relationship, it helps the bond, and then later those things equal out to a better team, which means more sales, more revenue per sale. It's all a benefit, but you have to be willing to be real and be true. And that's what we believe at SkyQuota. We are salespeople, so we have built SkyQuota for salespeople. And, we'll leave it at that. So SkyQuota is built for salespeople, by salespeople. We really appreciate all your feedback, and we appreciate anybody using SkyQuota. Call us, email us, talk to us, let us know what you think. Happy selling.